OMG, what's up, vlog? Long time no see. And yeah, it's me. And I had braids the last time y'all saw me. Except what's new is I did these myself. So a lot has happened. Let me tell y'all something. So much has occurred in my life, but I'm still here, okay? And what is it? And your girl is still reading, okay? Now, it's been a rough few months of reading. Not because books have not been, the sun is doing something. Not because books haven't been good. It's more or less me. I've been pulled in a lot of different directions. I have been very stagnant. I have been very busy some days. Some days I've been stagnant. Some days I've been busy. And some books I just stopped reading, not because they weren't good. So we're not going to say I DNF'd. We're going to just say I'm going to save them for later. Like The Idiot by Fyodor Dostoevsky. I am in love with that book, and I probably made like 150-page dent in it. But I have to stop it because it's like I need some time to I just need some time with that book, and I need some uninterrupted time with that book. So I kind of stopped where I was at with that one. So I've been reading that. I'm also reading Hilary Mantel's Bring Up the Bones, which I'm almost done with that book. But I also kind of stopped reading it. Not stop. The last time I read Bring Up the Bones was last Sunday. Yeah, I stopped. I haven't read that for a week. So I kind of stopped that one because it's at a really interesting point where Cromwell is about to start plotting on Anne Boleyn. It's at that little mark. It's at that little point. So I need to kind of not have anything to do, not have anything on my mind, and just take my time with that one. So I stopped that one there last Sunday. And a host of other books I started and stopped. I started reading less. I forgot the author's name, but I stopped reading less because it was so good and I wanted to get my mind together to devote. So you see what I mean? It's like I'm not calling what I'm in a slump. I refuse to call what I'm in a slump. I'm not in a reading slump because all the books that I'm picking up, they're good. It's something up with me. I'm watching all of the BookTube videos, and I'm going through the motions with everybody, and everybody's kind of in a reading slump. I'm not in a reading slump. I'm just in a I'm not in a slump. It's me. I have a lot going on, and we'll talk about that when I'm more ready. Good morning, y'all. I'm just gonna pick up where I left off at, which was telling you guys that although I have been MIA, I have been reading, and I was telling you all the things that I was reading. And I was about to start talking about my Natalia Ginsburg book that I'm currently reading now, which is called Voices in the Evening. And Voices in the Evening, I'm actually confused about what I'm reading. All right, let me actually, because I'm not going to make this turn. I'm confused about what I'm reading. So, hold on, because let me get it. Which is my second Natalia Ginsburg book that I will be that I am reading. The first one is The Dry Heart. There is a vlog on The Dry Heart. So, yes, if you want to check that out, go ahead. But, yeah, so Voices in the Evening, it's about because I read the introduction. I read the introduction, and it's basically a novel on fascism and World War II, or they're calling it the Second World War in the book, but it's World War II, and it's kind of centered around the after effects of World War II on this specific family. And right now I'm on page 20, and it is 125 pages long. And I still don't quite know what I'm doing, what I'm reading. I'm kind of just getting to know people, getting to know characters, getting to know the family. It's definitely a family story centered kind of around, like I said, the after effects of the war. And I think it's going to be like a lot of not arguing, but it's just like, you know how when you're put into like a different sort of situation or different events, or you're put in and you're forced to kind of grapple with how to pull yourself back together after being through such a hard thing or having such a hard time, and you're kind of uptight, you know what I mean? You're really uptight when there's people around you who just want the best for you, or who just want to get to know you, or who just want to just be your friend. You don't even know how to be like that maybe soft person that you were before. You're just aggressive. So I think that that's what this is going to be on. Just like trying to find the simple things again, and like understanding that you no longer have to defend yourself. The war is over. That's what I think. Okay? That's what I think. We're going to get deeper into it today. I'm probably not going to have a break today. But if I do have some sort of break during my work day today, I will pick this up. But I have my gym clothes. I have a hearty lunch. I'm going to be eating a hearty lunch today so that I can work that lunch off in the gym. And I'm definitely going to be reading while I'm on the elliptical. I do the elliptical for about 30 minutes to an hour. And so the entire time that I'm on the elliptical, I probably would be reading. So yeah, I'm enjoying, if anything, I'm enjoying the writing, of course. Like even my introduction to Natalia Ginsburg was, like I said, The Dry Heart, and her writing is gorgeous. The sentences are beautiful, as I think, who said? Zadie Smith says on the back, Ginsburg's sentences have great precision and clarity, and I learn a lot when I read her. And that's it. Rachel Cuss. Ginsburg gives us a new template for the female voice and an idea of what it might sound like. This is all just awesome. So yeah, I'm enjoying this. If I have not mentioned, the last time I vlogged was Saturday, August 6th, and Autumn busted her ankle at her birthday party later on that day. So that's why today is the first time I'm able to like turn the camera back on and talk about it. I have only been worrying with her and with work. With Autumn and with work, I have not been reading I'm lying, I read this just a few pages though. But yeah. Now, however, here, I'm about to walk in here and get my coffee from Starbucks. Back. I'm back and I got my coffee. And I'm running behind schedule. But it's just because my baby moving so slow. And I keep on overestimating her ability right now. So I just want her to be well. And right now she's not. It's honestly hard to deal with. But we're going to roll with the punches of the week. What's up, vlog? Oh my gosh, a mess. Look, the last time I talked to y'all was last weekend, and let me tell you something. It has been a week, okay? The last time I talked to y'all, I think I've spoken to you all since Autumn has ruined her ankle. So it's been a lot, and I was talking to you guys about Voices in the Evening, which was extremely, it wasn't extremely hard for me to, first of all, First of all, coming to you live and crusty from my bed. Nails crusty, everything crusty, but I'm well rested and I feel great. And like I said the last time I was talking to you guys, I was talking to y'all about Voices in the Evening, which is, what is this? This little baby here, which is over there on the shelf. Let me grab it. Hold on. I was reading Voices in the Evening the last time I talked to you guys. I stopped on page 26, and this book is 125 pages. And it's not that it was bad. It actually is really good writing. I just stopped reading it, so I probably will pick this up and finish this sometime this week. Because honestly, I cannot even tell you what it's about still. It's just the same brief synopsis that I gave you guys last weekend. It's just, I don't know, I could say. So here it says, filled as Colum Tudorbian remarks with shimmering, risky, darting observation. Voices in the Evening is a post-war masterpiece from one of Italy's greatest writers. After World War II, a small Italian town struggles to emerge from under the thumb of fascism. With wit, tenderness, and irony, Elsa, the novel's narrator, weaves a rich tapestry of provincial Italian life. 2 generations of neighbors and relatives, their gossip, shattered dreams, and struggles to find happiness. Elsa wants to imagine a future for herself, but the weight of the past insistently poses the question, why has everything been ruined? Which is kind of like what I thought. So I gave you guys a good synopsis when I did, based off of the 26 pages that I had read so far. But yeah, I stopped reading this because Lila and Elena was calling my name. So I already have all 4 of these. These are the Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante. And I've already read My Brilliant Friend. I read My Brilliant Friend back in March. And so I've given it a little time. It's been 4 or 5 months now. 5 months. So I wanted to dive back into the story. I started reading this the other day, and I'm on chapter 29. It's approximately, I'm a third away through the book, so I have 2/3 of the book left. I probably put a good dent in it today. So we are kind of, where are we? I'm so crusty right now. It's so funny. So where we are right now is my hair is funny. Where we are right now in the book, in the story, is we left off at the end of My Brilliant Friend, where Lila has gotten married, and so we just starting out with that marriage and how that's going and how the honeymoon's going. And you know, it's not a lot that you can say without giving away, but just know that if you do decide to pick up the Neapolitan quartet, the Neapolitan novels, and I say quartet because it's 4, the main thing that you need to have in your brain, or edged in your brain, is that in the Neapolitan quartet, or Elena Ferrante, is definitely a feminist. These are feminist texts above everything else. And I would say the most important aspect is for you to hone in on the idea that she's trying to make you understand that certain aspects of life and dating and married life and the ways in which your parents were raised and brought up and taught to be aren't always accurate or right or correct. The ways in which your mother may have allowed your father to treat her, just because she allowed it doesn't mean that it was okay. And so we have Lila dealing with that at such a young age, but still keeping her bearings and keeping her wits about herself. I think it's like showing you that above all else, she's a woman. She's a woman first, and a wife and all of that stuff second. So I love that aspect of the book. That aspect of the book is amazing to me. Above all, the relationship between Lila and Elena is one for the books, one to remember. Like, I wish I could have a friendship like this, you know, where y'all could stay mad at each other and then come back together and get it and like squash it. That's the part that I mean. Of course, I have friends, but it's just like the part where it's like you can forgive your friends for all the pettiness, you know, that has ensued over time. I have so many pieces in this novel that I have like marked already, and I'm going to talk about more when I wrap it up. And I'm going to do a deep dive. See, like here, I'm going to do a deep dive of this because it's so many good parts. It's so many good parts in this book that's like important. I haven't gotten to pieces in this book, you know, about, you know, there's a lot of unrequited love in here dealing with Elena and how she feels about Nino. But that's a small piece of the huge puzzle, okay, that is this novel. And I think that there's more to discuss other than like the idea that Nino is a fuckboy. Like, come on. Are all of us forgetting about how Stefano is treating Lila? Like, that's insane to me. And all you can think about is how much of a fuckboy Nino is. Who cares about Nino right now? There is a young girl married to an older guy who is very much mean to her. He beats her incessantly all the time because she has an opinion about things and because she wants her way and because she's smart and because she just doesn't just lay on her back. Okay, so that's kind of what we're dealing with here with The Story of a New Name, which is the second book in the Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante, and I'm really, really into it. I'm really, really digging it. The next time you guys see me, I would definitely be up and I would have like moisturized my face. It's really early too. Me and Autumn have been up since 7 and it's 11. I plan on going to the gym around 1, so I'll talk to you guys then after I've made some leeway. I told you the next time you see me, my face won't be so dry and crusty. I'm actually about to head to the gym right now, but I just wanted to show y'all some book mail. Gosh, that's better. I just wanted to show y'all some book mail I got. I'm doing a haul, but these just came in, so she's pretty too. I got Coco Miller's in. Look at that. I have Cleopatra and Frankenstein in, and you're probably wondering, bitch, how the hell did you get this book in paperback? It's not out yet in paperback in the US. It's a new release. So from my girl Elena Estelle, she told us that the cheat code is you can get any book that's a new release. You can get it in paperback if you order from Blackwell's, which is in the UK. It just is going to take a little longer. I do not like my hair like this. Anyway, so yeah, I got it. This is a new release, Cleopatra and Frankenstein, and I'm excited to read it. It is a book about a whirlwind romance between a younger girl and an older guy set in New York. And yeah, and it's beautiful. I love the book. I love the feeling. This feels kind of like a real painting. I love the color. I love the font. And then follow up to either or. Follow up to our favorite, The Idiot. We have either or. I'm about to go get a sweat in at the gym. I got this camera right here. I'm about to get my sweat on because, yeah, I'll be going consistently throughout the week. But today's Sunday. I like to go to the gym on Sundays for sure, for just a couple of hours, for 2 reasons. I like to start off my week working out, and second reason, don't nobody be there on Sundays working out. For some reason, the gym has been really crowded lately, the one that I go to, and that's really a sometimey thing for that gym. Sometimes it's like that, sometimes it's not. So right now, it's trying to be like that. So since it's trying to be like that, I gotta choose the days that work best for me, because I get a little bit of social anxiety at the gym. Just a little bit. It just depends on who's there. Not to toot my own horn.
Please fasten driver seat belt.
Not to toot my own horn or big myself up, but am kind of that girl. In the South, I know y'all are like in the world and of the world, but being kind of like shapely and voluptuous will actually, and being and black and naturally like that will never go out of style. So sometimes, just depending on who's at the gym, people are always staring, okay? And typically they see something totally different from what you see in yourself. So I'm aware that I'm a little bit, I'm that girl when it comes to my little body shape or whatever, my little body type. But anyway, I'm so excited. I just pretty much today, I read some more of The Story of the New Name by Elena Ferrante, which is the second installment of the Neapolitan novels. The portion that I'm in right now is the girls are coming off of summer. Elena is coming off of her summer break. She's kind of had a rough end of her year. She actually had the worst grades she's ever had in her life because a lot has been going on with her. She was, you guys know if you read the novel, at the end of My Brilliant Friend, she had started dating Antonio, and he's very serious about her. And she was kind of really loving the attention that she was getting, because she was kind of coming to her own a little bit, kind of looking a little different, looking a little cuter to some people, and so that garnered a little bit of attention from the guys. And so she was dealing with, I hate what the camera has done. I don't like this lighting. And so they've kind of parted ways in a sense, and since parting ways, she's having a better time. Nino's out the picture right now as well, because Nino's a year ahead of her, and so he's done with high school. He's graduated, and he's over in Europe, in London right now. And so she's saying that because Lila's busy, Antonio's out the picture, Nino's gone, she's having a better experience with school this year. She's enjoying school. She's happy about school. School is back to feeling like it's supposed to feel. And you know what? I need to make a right. Because I need to go and get, my bottom row is getting straight. I need to go and make a right and get some need to come to the coffee shop. I see. So when the lighting isn't favorable, my phone is looking a little weird. That's what's going on. That's what's going on. Hey y'all. Hey. So today is Thursday, August 18th, and I just got out of the shower, but I have not washed my face. So I'm gonna wash my face in a minute, but I just want to come on here and say what's up and let y'all know that I have been reading. I'm reading The Story of a New Name. I don't even know if I even came on and talked to y'all about this book. So in case I haven't, I'm letting you know that I have been reading. And this is this. Oh, sorry. If you're new here, it's me. Oh, this is part of a vlog already. So it's me and I'm back. I'm sleeping. But this is the second installment of the Neapolitan novels by Elena Ferrante. And this is The Story of a New Name. And I am on page 207. That's this is chapter 47. I'm on chapter 47. And yeah, so it's pretty good. So I'm really loving it so far. It's got a different tone to it than My Brilliant Friend. My Brilliant Friend is the first one. Elena and Lila are definitely growing up. Lila has married. Now, of course, she got married at the end of My Brilliant Friend to Stefano. We're dealing with understanding the dynamic between Stefano and Lila, and just like the woes of being married and getting married so young, and being married to someone who changed into this new guy, once they tied the knot, and not in a not so good way. So just dealing with that and reading about that is just kind of like heartbreaking in a way, because it's like she's no longer, a child. She has been thrust or pushed or forced into adulthood and had to make a grown-up decision at such a young age, and just like dealing with the consequences and the repercussions of that. It's just heartbreaking to read, but also interesting. And plus it's Lila, so she's not going down without a fight. She's definitely very brutally honest with Stefano about things, which causes her to have her life not go so great with him. But watching and reading about her adjusting to this new normal and this new name is very interesting. Also, the different themes that are present in this novel are class and your economic background, wealth, politics. Of course, still steady through and through is friendship and love and unrequited love, and longing and education, just being knowledgeable. One aspect of this novel that I really, really love is the fact that Elena is slowly turning Elena Ferrante is slowly turning Elena, or slowly revealing Elena the character to us, and we're slowly watching Elena grow up. And she's realizing certain things, like, of course, the picture vividly tells you that Lila is the more quote-unquote beautiful friend, but Elena is definitely the one who's brilliant and smart. And so we're learning in this book that it's not always about your looks. There's going to get to, if you read this novel, you're going to get to a point where you realize and you see that Lila, her looks can only get her so far. And finally, there's going to be pivotal moments that happen for Elena that she starts to build and gain confidence, because it's like not everything is going to be about how you look. I'm not saying she's an ugly girl. She's actually not ugly. It's more or less like she's going to come into her own, versus someone being born beautiful and was beautiful as a child and is beautiful as an adult. Elena has to be molded into a beauty, and then she's going to be the type of beauty I feel that is going to be respected, because she had to kind of glow up. A glow up is much more respected in this day and age than somebody who's just naturally gorgeous. It's just like, oh, that's Ashley, she's just always been beautiful, versus, oh my gosh, I remember when Elena was the ugly duckling, and look at her now, the swan. So it's nice to kind of read about a character like that, and just like watch her be this awkward kind of sort of ugly duckling, and her knowledge gets her indoors, and she's able to keep up with conversations and like maneuver around people that's not from the Stradone, which is the avenue. So I like that a lot. We're still dealing with Nino, and like I said before, like the different videos that I watch, I read My Brilliant Friend also, but other people who have read My Brilliant Friend and like the vibe that we got from Nino, and he's like one of the internet or one of the literary fiction guys and girls' favorite fuckboy character. But I think that there's so much more to this book than the fact that Nino is just showing his ass. Like basically, like Elena's not realizing that this guy is not into her. Like she's so into Nino and he's not into her, and she's just not realizing it yet. I think it's so much more to this novel than Nino. You know what I'm saying? Like it's so much more to it than that. It's just like, yeah, you want to be like, girl, wake up, but she's a kid. We all have had a Nino where you think a guy really fuck with you and he don't. Like you have to grow up and grow out of that shit. Like, it's cool. Like, but I think that sometimes, like, watching certain people and, like I said, I said it to myself, but there's so much to get out of this book. And, like, the fact that Nino is a fuck boy is just, like, a little small thing, It's very small. It's very small indeed. But like other than that, I'm like really enjoying the book. It's a guilty pleasure. It's like opening up to some gossip, or like you are reading somebody's thoughts, because like My Brilliant Friend starts off with basically, let me tell you about my friends, and it's definitely Elena writing these. I'm feeling like Elena's gonna become an author, a writer, because remember her. If you read the first novel, you find that both of them wanted to write a story after reading Little Women for the first time. So I know it's Elena writing this book. But anyway, it's like basically what I was also about to say was, it's like reading a guilty pleasure. It's like reading a Zane book, but it's written marvelously. It's beautiful sentences. It's just, even though it's telling and painting a Books the Roman, that's like a coming of age story. It's not your typical coming of age story. Like, the writing is just damn. This woman is smart as fuck, and she makes me smarter. I get smarter every time I read a page out of this book. Even though it's telling such a marvelous story, it's also building my vocabulary up, building my wits. I'm just gaining so much, and I'm just so grateful for it. So it's definitely a savory read. But for me, since I'm almost done with this, and I'll still have 2 more to read after, I can kind of, I probably slowly pick up the next 2. So I read the last one, I think it was like March or April. And so now it's August. So I'll pick up the 3rd one around maybe November, December. But I have so many other books that I want to read in those months, or in the coming months, that I don't know, maybe January. But yeah, so that's where I am so far. Right now I'm at the portion, I'm on chapter 47, where the girls are in Ischia on vacation. Lila, Penuncia, I think it's either Penuncia or it's Penucia. Lila, Elena, and Nunzia, Lila's mother, they're all in Ischia. Elena persuaded Lila to go to Ischia for her vacation. Apparently, Lila is on vacation because she has had a miscarriage, and and they're trying to figure out why hasn't she gotten pregnant. This pillow, my God. They were trying to figure out, okay, since the miscarriage, she hasn't been able to conceive, and it's really like Stefano's really annoyed because Penuncia and Reno, they got pregnant before they got married. So it's like, oh my gosh, like, she's pregnant and she's not even married to Reno, and like, you've been pregnant once, why haven't you been able to get pregnant again? And so she went to the doctor, and Lila went to the doctor, and the doctor's just like, she's absolutely fine. You have to remember, she's 17. Like, she needs to get stronger. She's a teenager. Like, she has to grow. Like, her body is not right now able to like hold a pregnancy. So she needs to like build her endurance up, grow up a little bit more, and then she'll have a baby. It'll eventually happen. So Stefano was like, okay, you need to leave and you need to go on a fucking vacation for a while and go swimming every day and get strong so you can hold. Because all women can do is like have children, right? It's clean up, have sex, and have kids. That's all we know how to do, right? It's so much to this novel. But your girl Elena, Miss Ferrante, is a feminist. Definitely. But yeah, I'm on that part now. So anyway, Elena ended up persuading Lila to come to Ischia instead of the other place that they were originally going to go, because she found out that Nino would be on this side for his summer vacation. And typical young girls, you're following the man everywhere instead of letting him come and find you. She doesn't know about that yet. So that's where we are in the book. It's pretty good. So I know some things that are gonna happen here. I think that Elena's gonna like go and get into college or something. I'm not sure, but yeah, I just thought I'd check in with you guys. It's been a long day. It's been a long week. It's just long. Okay, so I'm gonna probably, like I said, I'm gonna go wash my face and get in bed and maybe read some more. I'm definitely not gonna read 100 pages, but I'll probably get through like maybe 30 or 40 before I call it a night. It's about 8:15. Well, it's about 8:30 now. So yeah, I'm gonna read some more, and I guess I'll see you guys tomorrow. Deuces. Take this out. Should be. Alright. What's up, vlog? It's the next day, and I'm no longer in my bed. And let's talk some more about Elena Ferrante's story of a new name. I did not get any reading done last night. I read 2 pages and then that was it. But yeah, I just want to come and just add to the vlog because this vlog is gonna go up. I'm finishing this book this weekend. Today is Friday, August the 19th, and I want to finish this book because I want to know what is about to happen, because it is a lot. Now, the few pages that I did read, it was Elena talking about Nino and giving us like a little description of her and Nino's dynamic versus Panuncia and Bruno's dynamic. Bruno is Nino's friend whom he is on vacation with. And so it seems like she's starting to figure out and draw conclusions about what it is that Nino possibly sees in her, which is very much a mature thing to start to realize. You know, it's like she might be waking up out of that fever dream, you know, opening her eyes to the fact that she's dealing with unrequited love. So the thing is, Bruno is a character who just came into fruition, who just came into existence a few chapters ago. He's a friend of Nino, and Nino is on vacation with him. He's a rich friend. His dad owns some sort of factory or something like that. Remember, I told you guys one of the themes here is class and wealth and poverty. So he is a rich friend, richer than Nino. And he's also a nice guy. He's not as tall, not as attractive, but he's nice. There's emphasis on that. And even though Panuncia is pregnant and married to Reno, who is Lila's brother, she's still, you know, talking to him and being nice to him. He's being nice to her. And it seems like he's a gentleman and he waits on Panuncia hand and foot. You know, whatever Panuncia asks for, Bruno gets it. They have typical conversations that people are supposed to have when they're getting to know each other, versus the fact that every time Nino comes around Elena, it's like he has to completely express how smart he is in ways like talking about politics or writing, or just talking about things that Elena might be ignorant to. And it's her now drawing those conclusions as to why does he have to do this to me every time we come around? We're never having regular conversations about, you know, maybe football or our favorite food or movies. He's always talking about politics and essayists and his favorite books, and it's more or less him talking at me instead of us talking to each other. So I thought that was wonderful that Ferrante decided to go ahead and start like throwing little pieces at us of Elena waking up out of this dream world, and like she's maturing. So basically I feel like she's going to start to understand that Nino don't want shit. Nino is intimidated by Elena's brains. Elena's very, 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 very smart, and Nino found that out and learned that very early. So instead of him being impressed by that, more than anything, he's trying now to show her that he's smarter than her, and he looks at her like this person that he has to prove himself to, more or less in a way of just because everybody else around, or maybe everybody else he's dealing with and hanging out with in this academic realm, might make him feel worse about things Elena probably makes him feel better about things because she likes him so much that whatever he tells her is just like something like truly exciting. So I like that part, and I just only read about 3 pages, and I got all of that from those 3 pages. So that's why I'm saying I think that she's about to like hit that glow up mark. Not even just like regarding her beauty now. I think more so than anything, just regarding her mind and just understanding the way that men work, you know, and the way that guys are. And so I really, really like that. And I just want to get that off my brain and add that to the video. Before I forgot it, because this is a reading vlog. So yeah, currently I'm at work. It's 12:09. Like I said, Friday, August 19th. I was kind of late to work. I've been here for about 2.5 hours now. I had to take Autumn back to the orthopedic doctor regarding her ankle and her leg. I'm in a bit of a haze a little bit. I'm on my womanly time of the month, feeling away about different personalities at work, feeling away about different personalities at Autumn's school, feeling away about how Autumn feels, feeling away about my personal life, my romantic life, feeling away about myself. So it's just kind of like one of those days that I'm like ready to be over. And I just want to go home. To be quite honest, I just want to go home. And I want to be at home today. But I have about 6 hours of my workday left. So we're going to make the best of it. I'm all in. While I'm here, I'm always going to be all in. But I am ready to go home. But all in all, I'm enjoying the story of a new name. And I can't wait to dive back into it. I decided I didn't want to touch it right now because I had so many things to do in such a small amount of time that I didn't want to open up the book and get into it. But it is a good book. And I do plan on filming a book haul tomorrow. And that book haul probably will be up before this vlog. Because, you know, I'm not done with the book yet. But yeah, I just thought I'd check in. So I guess I'll see you guys. If not, it probably won't be tonight because I have a lot to do tonight. I have to go home and I need to do Autumn's hair. I need to take her hair down, wash her hair, condition her hair, blow dry her hair, and start on her hair. I'm braiding her hair tonight, but I probably won't finish it until tomorrow. But I'm gonna start on it tonight. So, and I'm excited. I like doing hair. I like braiding hair. It's very therapeutic. So yeah, that's all. That's my day. Probably won't catch up to you guys until tomorrow, the 20th. So until then, deuces. I currently know that I am looking very ashy, very dry right now. I am very nasally and congested, but I'm here. Right now I'm in my car at my job on my planning period, journaling. And I wanted to pop on and let you guys know my progress with the story of a new name. It has taken me a lot of time. It is taking me a lot of time to actually read Story of a New Name. Not for nothing, it's a really, really good. It's really chunky also. It's 471 pages. I'm almost done with it. I'm absolutely positively almost done with it. I probably could finish it today if I feel like it. I think I will. I think I'll finish it this evening. But a lot of interesting things have just occurred in the book. And Elena is turning the fuck up, okay? It's like I started feeling last night when I was reading the book that Ferrante is like the end is like, the end is near, and I feel it because of course I'm almost done with the book, and also feeling like the end is near. I feel like she's picking up the pace a little bit and it's becoming extremely dramatic, extremely fast, and so many things are occurring. Friends are home from the army, people are dying. It's like the part in the movie where you know that the end is coming, but she's gonna leave you on a cliffhanger that's gonna make you want to pick up that second book, or gonna make you want to go and see the third movie that's in the installment or whatever, or part 4. It's just a lot of things that are occurring at one time, from Lila to Elena going. I'm trying not to spoil things. Right here, I'm gonna just throw a spoiler alert in. This is a spoiler alert for anyone who is wanting to read the second book in the Neapolitan series. So yeah, anyway, so I've gotten to the point where, if you guys do not know, in My Brilliant Friend, Nino's father made a pass at Elena, and was kissing her and feeling on her, which was highly inappropriate because she was maybe 15 at the time. If she wasn't 15, she was 16 at the time, and she didn't let it go anywhere after that. And it happened again. This time I just made it through to the part where she's on the beach, and she's so upset with everything and how things are going, and she's so in her head about stuff that she allows Donata to go ahead and penetrate her, and he's the one who took her virginity. Now, the part that I'm most impressed about, aside from everything else, the book has let us know that Elena is 18, going on 19 at the time. So she was grown, okay? She was grown when it happened, so that's best. But it's still like she's a child, she's the age of your son. But anyway, it's still weird. I still feel very weird about it. But anyway, moving forward, the part that most impressed me was, instead of Elena feeling sorry for herself or becoming attached to Donato or understanding that this is the most precious thing a man has taken from me, she had the power. She took all of the power and put it inside of her heart and in her mind, and decided that after the fact, she gonna get up, dust herself off, understand that this was just a brief moment in her history, and she's moving on. After they got done having sex, Donato is like, so when can we meet again? Are we going to meet here again tomorrow? Because he's so used to fucking women and the women falling in love with him and playing women, that he thought that as soon as he took her virginity, or deflowered her, as the book says, that she was going to fall head over heels. And she did not. Which brings me to that feminist aspect that I was discussing about Ferrante and her writing. She's a feminist to the highest degree, because if at a certain point in your life, I'm 30 years old and I'm just now realizing how much sex doesn't mean anything to men as a 30-year-old woman. This is an 18-year-old girl who decided that she wasn't going to sulk and sob over a grown-ass man because he deflowered her. Instead, she decides that she's going to go wipe herself off and tell him, you know what, this is a one-time thing. Don't think you're ever going to try it again. If you try anything else with me, I'm going to tell my homeboys back in the hood, and they're going to beat your ass and damn near kill you. All right? And I fucked with that. Like, to the highest power, I fucked with that. So for her to just grasp and take a hold of herself like she did, and that's what we're coming into now. Right now, Elena, I'm down to the last 150 pages. Right now, Elena is definitely holding it down. She's not fucking with Lila at all. She don't want to be bothered with Lila. Lila has gotten on her last nerve while they have been on vacation. She feels like Lila's selfish. She's just seeing things for what they are at this particular point in their friendship, and she's done with it, and she's now focusing on herself. She has even said it in the book. It's all about me. I'm about to do the best I can with my last year of high school. I don't know what I'm finna be able to do. I don't know, but I'm taking this shit to the next level, and I love it. So that's kind of where I am in the book. And yeah, right now I can't stop reading it, so every little chance I get, I'm trying to like make my way through and gain ground. I'm learning a lot about how Antonio has completely changed. Mentally, Antonio wasn't all the way there. Antonio was Elena's lover slash boyfriend for a time, but she didn't really like him for real, to be quite honest. She wasn't fucking with him at all. But she liked the attention that he was giving her, especially because Lila was married or getting married at the time. But he's back from the army, and his mental health is definitely straggling the fence. So we're on that part, and she's discussing how she feels about him and how she's trying to help him through the issues that he's suffering with right now. And like I said, mothers and fathers have passed away in the book, people that have been prevalent in the story, here and there doing little knickknacks. They've gone on to glory. Like I said, it's basically Ferrante painting the scene of seasons. Like, this season of the friendship and of the neighborhood is over, and we're about to walk into a new phase of the girl's life. And I'm here for it, and I'm excited to see what's going to happen next. So it's about time for me to go back into work. So I'm going to pick this conversation up a little bit later and let you guys know, what happens next. So yeah. By the way, it's Friday, August 26th, approximately 10:43 a.m. And I'll see you guys in my next clip. Deuces. What is up, vlog? I'm back with another day for the our reading vlog. I'm sitting here now on page 351. So like I said, just about 100 pages left of the book. So we've hit some pivotal points in the story of A New Name, where I find out that, or how do I say this? I don't find out anything. Elena Greco. Elena she gets into university now. She's in school for the first time, and it kind of like zoomed us in. As I said, it was like more like a climactic thing. It was like more cinematic, showing. I wish I had the right words right now, but I'll get the right words at some particular point, where I can talk about the transition from everything that happened on the beach and on vacation to how we got Elena into college now. She went back to school. She did her best her last year. She did so well on her finals that the people who were judging her on her exams was like, listen, if you do this for a specific school, you'll be able to get into that school and go to that school for free. She ended up doing well on her, it was more or less like an oral entrance exam. She ended up doing really, really well on it. And yeah, she got in. And so she's at university, and she's at university for free. And it like swoops us in. Like, we already know what went on. Like, as far as her first year is concerned, she met Franco and they started to date, and then Franco gets kicked out. But while she's meeting Franco is this rich guy who's a year older than her. He ends up buying her new glasses, buying her clothes, like redoing her whole wardrobe, introducing her to communism and all of those things. And then he ends up getting kicked out, and they're no longer talking. And then we gotta like go backwards in time. We already know some things about Lila moving. She found out a lot about Lila before she left, as far as Lila and Nino is concerned. And then we zoomed into her and getting into college, and we find out a little bit about her in college. Now she's telling us the events surrounding the events leading up to that big thing dealing with Lila and Nino that I don't want to spoil. And so we're back on Lila's story. So she takes us back into the past, and I love it because I kind of know what Ferrante is doing here, because there are still 2 more novels left in the quartet, and she has to save some things. So it's like, let me tell you now how things came to be and how Lila and Nino are where they are now. So I appreciate that. And so I'm at the point where Lila is like trying to tell Stefano she don't want to be with Stefano no more, and I don't know nothing else after that. So I'm about to figure this out and find this out. I'm literally BSing around, y'all. I could be done with this book by now, but I actually filmed a book haul. So if you haven't already, go ahead and watch that, because I've already uploaded that to YouTube. And yeah, so that's what I've been doing today. Plus, one of my really, really good friends is here from Atlanta. She's here from Atlanta for her baby shower here in Atlanta. So I'm really excited. I was excited to see her today, and I'm glad that I went, because I was contemplating not going, to be quite honest. just because, not because of her. I was going to eventually see her anyway because I was going to go see the baby in Atlanta at some point. But I'm glad I went. I'm really glad I went. So that's what I've been doing today. So I haven't really had a lot of time to read. So I'm going to probably spend the rest of the night reading. It's about 8:58 p.m. So I'm going to get in bed. I'm going to read and relax. And I hopefully have an update because I finished the book. I have an update for you guys tomorrow. And then maybe we can pick out another book together to start. Because I have some bangers. I have some bangers over here. As y'all can tell. Boop, boop. But alright. What's up, vlog? It's your girl Jada Diamonds, and I'm back with another part of the reading vlog. Guess what? Guess what? We finished the story of a new name. We finished the story of a new name, girl. It has been a tumultuous reading experience for this book. The last one, let me see. I will say my brilliant friend was shorter. My brilliant friend is only 331 pages long, so this did not take long at all to read. But the second installment of the Neapolitan series, The Story of a New Name, is a whopping 471 pages. And yeah, and I'm done with it. I enjoyed it immensely. If anything, this book does nothing but make you think. For me, I am 30 years old. I turned 30 years old this year. My shirt is open. I'm 30 years old. I turned 30 years old this year. I just got off work, by the way. That's why I have on work clothes. I turned 30 years old this year, and the things that Lila was subjected to at the tender age of 16, 17, 18 is insane. At such a young age. And so if anything, just reading through this stuff, and it was of course the years 1966, 67, 68. This one covers 4 through 69, if I'm not mistaken, because Elena in this book finishes high school, and she also finishes college in this book. She does not finish college until the very, very end of it, and you find out more about what's going on after college and everything like that. But if anything, it follows about 4 years or so. And so just the things that Lila is subjected to in this novel really ring true to me and my ears and my heart, and what I've dealt with in my early 20s and early to mid 20s and even late 20s. And so I really enjoyed this book a lot. I think the last time I left you guys was the last video I recorded. I was discussing Elena losing, basically, I'm sorry, spoiler alert, Elena losing her virginity to a much older man. That's where I left you guys with. And so since that moment, like I said, her and the feminist aspect of the novel, and basically her not falling victim to the prey or the predatory values of a much older person. Because anybody that old to have sex with someone that young, you a predator. So I was so impressed by how Ferrante decided to write that aspect of the book and to show us a different side of Elena. I was very impressed with Elena after that point, and it made me honestly want to go back and think about some things and readjust my behaviors a little bit, and just subject myself more to the antics of a more prolific male figure in my life, and not accept the bare minimum from a man. Reading that part, and that was just Elena at the tender age of 17 going through that, and I'm 30 years old. Of course, I think highly of myself, and I don't subject myself to ignorance and stupidity from men. But just reading that part just made me feel like, girl, some things that I overthink about, or some things that I feel are or hurt my feelings, it's just like Elena Greco went through something like this at 17 years or 18 years old, you can get your shit together and you can figure it out for yourself too. Okay, pick your ass up and understand that men are going to be men, and you need to be you. You need to take care of you. You need to focus on you, and just that on that. So I appreciate Ferrante for adding that piece to this literature. All in all, wrapping up this book, there are parts of this book that definitely, every sentence, every line is very unique and honestly has like a poetic sound to it, and the sentences are very beautiful. But I feel like this book was a little bit longer than it needed to be. I would have been happy with this one being about 350 pages, just to be quite honest with you. And so it's 471. And it's just, a lot of it was just so long, but I think that it was just Ferrante bringing the characters to life, bringing the setting to life. A lot of it was just filled with overindulgent, or I feel like Ferrante had an overindulgent spirit, if I'm using it right, or she just was overwriting, because I think that she just really wanted to hook the reader and get us prepared for the next story. I think she had in her mind that this was going to be four novels in one. So I think, and who knew, like, this could have been adapted into a movie, but of course we know now that it was adapted into a TV show. The TV show is on HBO. And so if anything, these are her scripts, and so I think that's why they're just so detailed, and it was just so long. But she could have did this story in about 300 pages, just to be quite honest with you. So it was very much stretched out, but in stretching it out, it was fleshed out. The characters was fleshed out. The scenes were very fleshed out. Very vivid pictures were painted in this novel to make you feel like you were there with Elena. You were there with Lila, with Stefano, with Gigliola, with Antonio, with Enzo. You're there with these characters. You're in the moment with these characters. You are a part of their storyline. You're a part of their life. You're going to feel that. You are going to feel that picking up these books. Okay? You're going to feel that picking up these books. This is just two. And I have the other two right here. I probably pick up the third novel. The third one is Those Who Leave and Those Who Stay. Of course, the last time, so I read My Brilliant Friend back in March, and I'm going to and I read this one this month, August. This is the last day of August. Today is August 31st. Probably pick up Those Who Leave, Those Who Stay, December. I have a lot of books that I want to get to. So of course, if you have, but all in all, let me wrap it up. All in all, it's a beautiful story. I truly want to say more about what happened in this novel. But I'm just going to shut up right now. I don't know. Like, if you made it to this point, you probably don't even want to hear nothing else, because you're probably going to go and buy them for yourself. But, excuse me. All in all, I do recommend. It's not a 5-star read. My Brilliant Friend was 5 stars. 5 stars. 5 stars. My daughter's gonna read these. Second installment, book 2 of the Neapolitan novel, The Story of a New Name. I'm going to give this one 3.5. 3.5 is very high. It's very good. Just because it's just extremely drawn out, and I really don't like how drawn out this story was. I really don't like how long this novel was. She really did too much. She really overdid it. It's not my favorite. I heard that My Brilliant Friend is everyone's favorite, and then I think I heard that, of course, The Story of the Lost Child. That's the last one. I think that's everybody's favorite is the first book and the last book, but it's like you can't have one without the other. So you have to read the two in the middle to get to the end. You know what I'm saying? The first one hooked you, but you just have to read this one to get the vivid picture of everything that's going on. You have to read the second or the third one just to get to The Story of the Lost Child. So I think that, of course, I believe this to be true, that the story of the lost, what is it? Yeah, The Story of the Lost Child probably would be my favorite. Of course, I'm going to continue on with the series. I'm not pressed, though. I am not pressed. I'll read it when I get a chance. I'll read it when I want to, but I'm really, really anxious to get to Milkman, Either Or, and what is it? Cleopatra and Frankenstein. I'm really, 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 really excited about those books. So I'm going to make some tough decisions right now. I'm going to just put this down now. I'm going to go ahead and figure out what book I'm going to pick up next. But there's some beautiful, I have so many pages turned down, and I have so many things to discuss about this book. I'm going to do my first in-depth, detailed review of a novel on my channel, and it's going to be on this one because there's just some very valid and very important points that I feel like need to be discussed. If anything, I really love at the beginning, in the middle of the story, how much Elena Ferrante decided to place emphasis on the structure of relationships and the dynamic between a husband and a wife, and the feminist aspect of this novel, the misogyny in this novel. I really honed in on that, hence all of the tabs that you see here. So I'm going to figure out the formatting of the video that I want to upload and how I want to go about talking about the review. Once I get that together, a review will be coming on this book regarding those things: misogyny, feminism, domestic relationships, domestic violence, the dynamic between husband and wife, relationships, friendships. All that stuff is going to be discussed in the detailed review of The Story of a New Name. But all in all, I do feel that if you are into literature, if you are into reading, these books are a must to pick up. I do feel that way. As I said before, 5-star read the first book. 3.5 is still very high. The second book, I say get them. But yeah, I'm here now wrapping up this reading vlog. This is the last part of it. And I'm going to actually make a decision now on the next book that I'm going to read. I'm about to really sit here, think about it, read the blurbs again, maybe watch a couple of reviews, and I'm going to go ahead and choose a book and probably start reading it tonight. And then that'll be the start of another reading vlog. Thank you so much if you made it to the end of this video. You are OG, you are a real one. I appreciate your view. This is much more better than like trying to film lifestyle vlogs. This is a hobby for me that I'm really enjoying. Truly, I'm learning more, and I'm invested in the novels that I am reading, and I love it. And so thank you so much for subscribing to my channel and watching me, and I'll see you in the next reading vlog. Okay, so deuces to the last day of August, and I'll see you guys in September.